want to do a little video about the self-pleasure ritual that I run for men. So the self-pleasure that I run for men is it's a process of being witnessed and witnessing to evolve yourself as a sexual being and to understand your body on a deeper level. So what happens is that we come together and we create a space and a container that's really held to unfold what needs to be unfolded. So we often have a conversation about how sex is looking for you right now, what it is that it would look if it was improved, what it is that you're trying to gain. A lot of the men that I speak to, it's often around like being able to meet their partner sexually. So often like they find that their woman is very withdrawn from them and they're wanting to go deeper with their partner, or they find that they have premature ejaculation, or that they are actually having an ejaculation before they desire to have ejaculation, or they're feeling out of control. And the process that I run people through is really dropping into your own experience, and I say my own experience. So it's basically I'm witnessing you and you're witnessing me. So there's an unfolding of all of the usual habitual ways that happen in the body to come to life, and then from there we create a complete new way of being. So that looks like an understanding of how in Tantra, like a woman's negative pole is in her heart and a male's positive pole a male's positive pole is in his penis and his negative pole is in his heart. Where in women it's the other way around. So her positive pole is in her heart and the negative pole is in her vagina. And so how that means is that when we are stimulating a male, we go straight to the penis to awaken his sexual arousal. Whereas if on a woman, if you go straight to the vagina, then she will shut down and her body will completely retract. So I'm taking you on a step-by-step process of understanding how you can stay present with a woman and build deeper connection with her through your own self-pleasure practice. So self-pleasure is a really good place to start with becoming a better lover, because what you're starting to notice is that you can pick up what's happening in your own body. So it's one of the places that we have the most habits. The neural pathways that happen as soon as we're coming into that sexual experience are all switched on from before we even had sex, when we were first having our sexual experiences. So this is why they're the most ingrained and why they're the best place to start from. So I like to go to the root of the problem or the root of the issue and really open up from that space. So experiences that men have had in this have been really varied, and the results have been really positive. So a lot of men have found that they have been able to hold their presence with their partner and stay inside of their body. And what happens often when a person is masturbating, man or woman, is that they start to build up a tension. So I find that the energy is starting to rise through the body, and then the tension will go in the penis, where it will start to feel like they just want to jerk off really quickly, or their tension comes up into their face and they have it's like the energy is like being held. It's like coming into a holding position. And really, when we have sex, what we want to be able to do is actually allow it to flow through the body and move through the body in whatever way is possible. So what I do is help men notice when those things are happening and where the tension's holding. So often I see it's in the jaw, sometimes I see it's in the thighs or in the upper body, and then I just help them move and dissipate that energy from these places that are being held. So it's quite common, as I was just explaining, because of the negative poles in the heart for a male in Tantra, that he bypasses his energy. So it can often look like it goes from feeling really intense in his penis and then going straight up to his jaw, and then he feels tension in his jaw. And it just bypasses via the heart, just going from one space to another, and it's just like he's going to come, and then maybe he can back off. And what happens often when he starts to back off is that he'll lose his erection. So if he wants to become the kind of lover that can stay with a woman during her orgasm and keep riding through that orgasm with her when her vagina is changing a lot and convulsing through her having an orgasm, then he needs to be able to stay present and allow that energy to flow equally through the body and be able to stay in his own experience and not have to think about his grandmother or something else while he's having this penetration. So the key is to be able to stay fully present with his own body, with his own experience, and be able to enjoy the pleasure that his partner is going through. So you can see there what's needing to happen is to first of all understand how the energy is moving through your body. Because what happens when we're in that habitual state of just the energy is rising and we're getting to a crux and we're feel like maybe you're going to ejaculate or you're going to orgasm, is that you're just pushing towards that goal. And it's really hard for somebody to create a ritual to really bring back their energy into themselves without having that guidance, because everything just moves into fast forward when we are in a sexual experience, and everything just starts to happen on such a subconscious level. So basically what the self-pleasure ritual does is bring you back to consciousness with your own practice, so that when you have your practice by yourself or you meet a partner, it can become more of a deeply connective space. And if you are able to ride and continue to penetrate through the woman having her orgasm, so she can have this internal orgasm, then it can open up the cervix, which has a direct portal through to the heart, which opens up the heart, which creates more intimacy and connection between you and your partner. So by allowing that energy to flow freely through the body, you can keep the erection, you can keep the sexual pleasure, you can become a longer lasting lover, and not only that, but a more present and more connected lover. This also helps with people that are having premature ejaculation for the same reasons. It's like premature ejaculation is happening when a man is finally in a sexual experience that he feels he can be with all of his sexual energy, and he feels safe to be expressive in that. So that's when he's actually having that ejaculation before he desires. So by noticing and being able to feel safe in his sexual experience, alone and with partners, then this is how we deal with premature ejaculation from the root of the issue. So this self-pleasure ritual can create space for that as well. And it also works through erectile dysfunction, because erectile dysfunction is really largely based on safety as well. So by noticing what happens when sometimes with erectile dysfunction, there's men that are on the spectrum of being able to get an erection, and that erection just drops off throughout the practice. Men are on the spectrum of not being able to get an erection at all. And for those men, there's this process of being able to build that erectile tissue in there for themselves through the self-pleasure ritual that can create more blood flow in that area and more safety for them to actually be able to get this erection. So the process really allows a massive opening for men to have a full initiation into how to become a better lover and how to have more embodiment for themselves. And how to experience more pleasure. So yeah, this ritual is really powerful and can be really enjoyable for people to experience. So if you are interested in hearing some more information about it, or coming to book a session, please get in contact with me and we can go from there. Thanks for watching. Bye.